Chef Mark Halix has his chef coat on.
His celebrity chef.
Our buddy, Chef Mark Halix.
Welcome back to Appliance Factory Fine Lines, and today we're going to be talking about refrigerator door hinges. Who knew that something as simple as a door hinge could be such an interesting topic? There's several different ways that a door hinge operates, and they have such an importance in a refrigerator because they not only open and close the door, it's a safety feature and offers a lot of capacity to the refrigerator, things that you might not know about until we take a deeper dive. So let's go take a look. Most people have a refrigerator at home that is a very simple hinge. Here's my hinge. It just pivots on one spot, right? So, and these hinges, they are adjustable to make sure that your doors line up, that they're flush and level. You can see this particular door, because it's in our showroom, gets opened and closed a lot. It isn't quite perfectly adjusted, but that's about as simple as you get for a door hinge. But on these really big refrigerators, things get crazy. So let's go take a look. This is Signature Kitchen Suites 48-inch French door refrigerator. Let's take a look at the hinge here. So this articulating hinge, it's got how many pivots? 1, 2, 3, 4 pivots. And what that allows the door to do is to open out and away so that it clears the furniture panel sides. And it allows it to get far enough away that you end up with this nice gap here. If you didn't have that articulation, the door would open into itself and it would pinch the piece of cabinetry here. And these hinges tend to run flush to the side panel there. That way you can have multiple appliances lined up against each other and not having all the doors bang into each other. Now, most of these fancy hinges you're going to find on a column refrigerator. What does column refrigeration means? That means that it's taller than 72 inches. Now this refrigerator, although it's a massive pile of door, it's not technically a column refrigerator. It's actually all refrigerator and all freezer. And guess what kind of hinge? Just a simple articulating hinge like you would find on your good old-fashioned refrigerator that you might have at home. So is this a column refrigerator? No. It's a lot of fun. I've seen these out in the wild and they look great, particularly if you're looking for that big expanse of stainless steel or you're looking for that extra capacity. But when you have a standard and simple hinge, it's reflected in the price. This is much less expensive than a column refrigerator. This refrigerator is by Bosch. Let's take a look at their hinge solution. This is the identical hinge that we saw on the Signature Kitchen Suites. And the way I can tell is because it has this adjustment oval right here. You place a tool, I believe it's a screwdriver, and as you run that in and out, it helps the door line up with the panel gap. I think most of the manufacturers are sharing that hinge, probably because it just works so well. Let's go take a look. Now here's an interesting display for a panel front refrigerator. There's no handle to open the refrigerator. So how do I get in? It's push to open. Let's take a look at what kind of hinge. Yeah. So the standard hinge that we see on so many of the refrigerators, and then it has a hydraulic ram, it's down there. And that's what helps the door open. So what if you accidentally tap into the refrigerator? What happens? Well, it opens, it waves at you before closing. You know, the interesting thing about push to open is that when you're opening any refrigerator, particularly a big panel like this, you have to overcome the vacuum. So when you pull on the handle, it's good to have that extra little help to get the door handle. If you've ever closed a refrigerator and gone to open it immediately and it's stuck closed, that's because it takes a moment or two for the refrigerator for the air inside the refrigerator to equalize. It will actually form a vacuum, and you can pull all day long and as hard as possible, and that door won't budge until the refrigerator equalizes the air. So that's what a hydraulic opening, push to open or push to close a refrigerator will help overcome. We're in the Gen Air kitchen. Let's take a look at their solution. We have a different design here. We don't have that port for adjusting. This is black, is a different color. And then you can see it just articulates slightly different. So let's take a look here. Let's see how it clears the panel. It actually opens into itself. That's very nice. This is probably more similar to a Sub-Zero refrigerator door. Sub-Zero refrigerators, the door actually opens into the cavity of the refrigerator. They're making sure that you have that that clearance. And I would say it does so even more dramatically than this Genair fridge. If you have a Sub-Zero fridge, you'll notice that the first couple inches of the fridge on either side that there's a door. There's actually kind of almost like a blank space to make room for the door opening. Bravo, Genair, that's a cool solution. This is a 700 series Viking refrigerator, and I happen to know before I open this that they have a very sophisticated hinge. So let's take a look. There's a spring in there, and that spring helps assist with breaking the vacuum when you open the door. And then you have this machined stainless steel guide, which kind of directs the path of the door. You can see the hinge here has got an extra linkage. This linkage here, the sliding linkage. That's quite a bit of extra material, machining, engineering, design to create that. And then this hinge here, this main hinge, that's really doing the weight of holding the door up. And then this articulating bar here is controlling the motion of the door. And does it clear the panel? Look at that. See how nicely it lifts out? Look at that. It lifts out before swinging. And we're back where we started in the Dacor kitchen. And this is a massive panel. The weight here, it's got to be very substantial, particularly when it's full of groceries. Let's see what kind of hinge Dacor is using. And that same high quality hinge that we saw on some of the other manufacturers. That's good to see. It's a very well designed hinge, works great, definitely there to last the lifetime of the refrigerator. What kind of door hinge do you have on your refrigerator? Let us know in the comments. And as always, make sure you like and subscribe.